Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. We are keeping an eye on the tropics. There's some issues down there that we're going to have to watch in the coming days. Now, you look out there at the tropical outlook that got posted here on your screen, and you'll see that orange blob in the middle of the Atlantic. I'm not worried about that, even though it has a high likelihood of developing. I'm more concerned with what's happening down in the Caribbean. It shows only a 20% chance of development, but that's over the next 7 days. If this was a 10-day outlook, and that was out for 10 days, the chance of development would be higher. Basically, we're looking beyond a week at this point. So we are looking pretty far into the future, but we are definitely seeing some signals of some issues out there in the tropics. And what we're seeing happening is the development of what we call the Central American gyre. It's a big term for basically a broad area of low pressure that can develop over Central America. This generally happens early in the springtime, early in the tropical season, and then kind of later in the tropical season, the fall, it can happen around that time as well. So it's not uncommon to see these gyres form. They tend to do this every year, and what they can do is they can sort of spawn areas of low pressure that become a tropical system. And that looks like what's going to happen here. Now, it's going to take time. I've got the futurecast over here you're looking at. That is next Wednesday. So we're talking a full week out, and we're not seeing a closed little low, surface low develop at that point. I put the little L's there with a question mark just to show you that a surface low could develop at any point in that big broad low that we call the Central American gyre. And where one of those develops is incredibly important to where it's going to end up. The farther east it develops in that gyre, the more likely it ends up, say, into the peninsula of Florida. The farther west a low develops in that gyre, the more likely it would come up through the central Gulf Coast, maybe even towards Louisiana or Texas or us. So obviously a lot of question marks there. We're looking pretty far into the future, which is always a little touch and go when we're talking about the tropics. So the reason I wanted to get this out there, because you go to Facebook and a lot of people are posting the model runs that are going 10, 12 days out. And those model runs are showing, you know, a hurricane making landfall in Panama City or a hurricane making landfall in Tampa. Each one of those model runs that comes out, it shows something a little bit different. And that's why I don't ever want people to get too focused on a model run, because we run these things 4 times a day, every single day, and multiple models that we look at, 2 main ones. So if you think about the 2 main models, that's 8 models a day of model runs, and all 8 of those are going to say something slightly different, maybe even wildly different, okay? So that's why I don't want you, when you see that one model get posted on Facebook, that's why I don't want you to get too focused in on it. We're talking, especially talking 10, 12 days out, we get a lot of models and we get a lot of different solutions out of them. So don't get too focused in. The main thing to know here is that tropical season's fully in effect right now. We're going to see this gyre develop. I'm sure of that. That's going to start happening this weekend. And it's very likely that we'll see an area of low pressure form off this gyre sometime next week and then move northward. That's all very, very likely. But nothing is written in stone. This is, once again, all based on modeling at this point. The reason that it's critical, though, to keep an eye on it, because look at this. These are the water temperatures in the Central Gulf. They're mid-80s, upper 80s. It's just absolute rocket fuel out there in the Gulf. So if something does form down there and moves across the Central Gulf, it'll have a real chance of developing quickly and strengthening quickly. So it's definitely, you know, something we're going to have to keep a very close eye on in the coming days. Right now, this is the tropics currently. It is dead quiet down there. There is nothing happening right now. It is dead quiet. So all this is based on modeling, okay? And that's why we have to be careful, because things can change. But it is looking likely that we'll have some sort of issue developing down there by middle of next week. And then towards the end of next week is when, if it's going to become a threat, it'd become a threat at the end of next week. So we got plenty of time to watch and see what it's going to do. Just stay tuned to Fox 10. We'll let you know. Right now, for us, things are pretty quiet. Don't have anything going on, but that'll change a little bit later this afternoon. I do anticipate some showers and storms bubbling up. If you look here at the futurecast, that's 6 o'clock, and you do see a few showers on there. It's not going to be widespread, but once again, any showers that do happen will likely be briefly heavy, so just something to keep in mind. And, you know, not everybody is going to see rain. You can see most of our inland counties should be staying rain-free today. It'll be mainly in and around Mobile, and Jackson County, Mississippi, I think has the best chance of seeing some of these pop-up showers and thunderstorms out there today. And they'll fizzle out here as we head into the evening tonight. So here's those rain chances. So once again, you're in Mobile, you're in Jackson County, Mississippi, you're more likely to see some of these scattered showers, and it becomes more isolated off to the north of that. Then once you go to our inland counties, I don't have any rain chances for them at all. Temperatures are in the upper 80s, so it's going to be nice and toasty today. That's going to be the case all around the area. We're going to see heat index values easily well up into the 90s here today, so it's going to be a hot and humid day for us all the way around. Otherwise, looks pretty good for us out there. Temperatures will be in the 80s all day long. Once again, there will be some showers bubbling up late in the afternoon. Your beach forecast, low current risk today, tomorrow, Friday, and this doesn't go out that far, but I'll tell you, Saturday and Sunday, low rip current risk there as well. So good news if you want to head to the beach this weekend. I know this weekend is actually technically first day of fall on Sunday, but hey, it's going to feel like summer, so treat it like summer. Go to the beach. I mean, yeah, technically the first day of fall is Sunday, but that's just not how things work on the Gulf Coast. Our area doesn't care about technicalities. It's still going to feel like summertime. So that's how it looks for your next 7 days. You will notice no other rain chances after today. Of course, that could change in the middle to late next week, obviously, depending on what this possible tropical situation cooks up for us. But for now, things are quiet, and it'll stay quiet right on through the weekend here, and it'll stay nice and toasty. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 10.